Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Tamami Danzi, and I'm a staff at the Admission Division at Chukyo University. I would like to start with today's program. First of all, I introduce about Chukyo University in general as a university, and then we'll move on to our English track program, the Global Liberal Studies Division. And then I'll show you a little bit about campus life for students. And finally, we will see the application procedure. Let's start with Chukyo University. Chukyo is located in Nagoya. Nagoya is one of the largest cities in Japan. You can see here on the map, we have Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, which are, I would say, the most famous cities for tourists in Japan. And Nagoya is really right in between them. You can see here, if you travel by bullet train, the Shinkansen, and you come from Tokyo, you will find Nagoya in between before Kyoto and Osaka. It's about 1 hour and a half from Tokyo and 1 hour if you want to go to Osaka. Nagoya is called the heart of Japan. And first of all, because of the location, as we saw before on the map, and also for history and culture reasons. It's many events took place in this area, and you can still visit historical sites today. And also, its importance for economic point of view. We have many companies, for example, Toyota Motor Corporations, and there are many industries where also international people work nowadays. If you want to come to study to Japan, one of the things we suggest students to take into consideration is the cost of living. Compared to the national average and also Tokyo, which is where the majority of universities are, Nagoya has a lower, we can say, a reduced cost of living, especially for housing. So with the same amount of housing fee, you will get a much larger space if you come to Nagoya, and it's something you might keep in mind when deciding where to live, especially if you are going to stay here for 4 years and not just for a weekend trip. Right. And also another important aspect for living in Japan is the food. And Nagoya, apart from the traditional Japanese food, we have also a particular food culture. And one of the main ingredients is miso. Miso is soybean paste. And in Nagoya, the red soybean paste is also very popular. You can enjoy it with many ingredients, for example, with udon, which is noodles, or kushikatsu is pork cutlet on a stick, on a skewer. Tebasaki is like chicken wings. And if you have more of a sweet tooth, also red bean paste here in the middle of the slide is something that Nagoya people love to eat, especially for breakfast. Right. Let's move on to Chukyo University in details. So our university was founded in 1954. So this year we've been celebrating the 70th anniversary. And before that, the mother institution, Imemura Educational Institutions, was founded in 1923. So last year we had celebrations for the 100th anniversary. Today we have more than 13,000 students among undergraduate students and graduate students, and about 100 international students. We have 2 campuses. One is Nagoya campus. You can see here we can call it also our city campus because on the slide is white, but all around the campus there are other buildings, a supermarket, restaurants. It's really in the middle of the city. Here are some pictures of our campus from inside and also from outside, so the building itself. On Nagoya campus, we offer 8 of our 10 undergraduate schools. And the School of Global Studies, where the English Tech program is also on this campus. The other campus is Toyota campus, which is more in the countryside. If before the white space were building a supermarkets, here what the white space is just green spaces because our campus is located in the countryside, as I mentioned before. The main reason for this is because this campus has many sports facilities, as you can see in the pictures. So I guess you can imagine that we need a lot of space to build these fields. And we have also ice skating rink and a sports museum. On this campus, we offer 3 of our 10 undergraduate schools. And the School of Health and Sports Sciences is the reason why we have so many sports facilities. Right. And the importance we give to both academic achievement and also physical education is well exemplified in our school motto, Shin Kan Mi, as you can read here on the slide. And it's also exemplified by some of our students who are world-class athletes. Here on this slide, we have some athletes from the Paris Olympic from last summer. Okay, we can now move on to our second part of my presentation, and it's about the Division of Global Liberal Studies. Our English track program is inside the School of Global Studies and under the Department of Global Studies. All the other divisions are offered in Japanese, and only the GLS is offered in English. We can say the main difference from the other division is the language in which classes are taught. But also in this division, you can learn Japanese. So if you're usually a student who are not native in Japanese, enroll in this division, and you will be able to start from scratch. So if you don't have any prior knowledge of Japanese, you can start from zero. But if you have already some knowledge of Japanese, you can take the placement test and start from your level without having to start from the basics. There are some classes also for advanced Japanese learners where you will be studying about the culture, the history, and also some business Japanese, which will be very useful when you will be looking for a job after your graduation. And if your Japanese is already very, very proficient, you can learn a different language besides English and Japanese. You can choose from French, Russian, German, Spanish, and Chinese. And you can also take some classes from other majors. This is a core curriculum of the GLS program. As you can see, it's a liberal arts program. You will study about economics, but also about history, about environmental issues and philosophy. And we can say you will get a broad knowledge of many different areas of study and research. Let's dive into campus life. This is a picture of our students. Some of them already graduated, but yeah, this is also taken on our campus. So first of all, you'll have the chance to join the Fellowship of World Cultures. This is a group created by the students of the Global GLS major. And they organize events for culture exchange and language exchange. You will have the chance to learn about other student languages and cultures, and also from other Japanese students as well. The students support each other not only for college life, so if you don't understand something in class, you can support each other, but also for everyday life in Japan. Living in a different country can be overwhelming, especially at first. And all students are there to support you getting used to life in Japan. We also have the Global Education Center. This is an office inside Chukyo University, so the staff will take care of you. There's dedicated staff that will organize events for you to mingle with local students. We also accept exchange students apart from degree-seeking students. So every semester, about 30 students will come from universities around the world, and you get the chance to meet them as well. The GEC will support you also for your visa-related matters, to renew your visa, or also at first when you come to Japan, they support you get a visa. And here in the picture, we have some events. Here you can see a pizza party on the top, and the bottom, the student went to visit Nagoya Castle all together. This one, I think it was taken in March. So it's also a very nice season to go to Hanami, so cherry blossom seeing. And we also offer support for career, for job hunting. We have a dedicated staff, dedicated center for you to visit when it's time to start looking for a job. Usually in Japan, students start doing this around their junior year, and usually by their senior year, they have found a job. And if your Japanese is very proficient, you can do job hunting like the other Japanese students. But if you need some more support, our staff will also lead you to some dedicated websites for international students. And we also offer dedicated events for international students as well. Right. Finally, the last part will be about the application procedure. So this is the timeline for application. First of all, we have 2 rounds of application. You can decide to apply in September and take the exam in October, or you can apply in January and take the exam in February. The only thing we want you to keep in mind is that you need to apply for the first round if you're currently outside Japan. This is mainly because of visa purposes. If you apply for the second round, usually you don't have enough time to get your visa to come in Japan and start classes in April. Therefore, if you're living overseas when you apply, please keep in mind to apply for the first round. You can take the exam coming to Japan on our campus, or you can decide to take it at home, so online. So you don't have to come to Japan for the entrance exam. If you want to take it online, this is a new feature we introduced from this year, and there are some additional information on our application guide that you can find on our website. We have a language requirement only for English. If you are native in English, of course, you don't have to worry about your proficiency, but we as well require documents certifying your level. I guess if you're native in English, you'd have never taken a proficiency test like the TOEFL, IBT, or IELTS, or even the ACAN. So we offer 2 sessions of the pre-interview, one in September for the first round of application and one in December for the second round of applications. And what is a pre-interview? So it's something done by our professor entirely free of charge. You can just log in on Zoom and you talk with our professor for about 10 minutes, and it's just for them, to get to know you and get to know your English proficiency. And if your proficiency is fine, you will get a piece of paper and you can apply for the actual exam. We don't require any Japanese language proficiency, so you can be proficient in Japanese and it will be something that works good for you after you enroll, but it's not a requirement when you apply. This is a table where you can find the equivalencies between the different exams for the SFR B2 criteria. So if you have an IELTS, it's about 5.5 or 6.5. If you have a TOEFL IBT, is between 72 and 94. I think these two are the most used, we can say, English proficiency tests by international students. Right, and the application time for the pre-interview is before the actual application time because, of course, you need the piece of paper in order to apply. So for the first round, you apply by September, and the pre-interview will be just before the application time, so mid-September. While for the second round, you apply in by December, and the pre-interview will take place in mid-December. So if you are currently in Japan and you want to apply for the second round, we are currently accepting application for the pre-interview. And then in January, you will apply for actual exam. So the qualifications requirements for you to apply, you need to have finished high school. So we ask you for your high school transcript and your high school the graduation diploma with your application documents. And we also ask you to have a financial guarantor who can submit their bank statement and show that they can support you for your 4 years at college. We also have two different types of entry exams. If you have Japanese citizenship, you will have to apply with the returning students application procedure. If you don't have Japanese citizenship, you will apply with the International Student Application Guide. So it's the we can say the exam itself is the same. So there are no differences there, but the documents required will be slightly different. So just keep in mind which one to look. There are two different application guides, so be careful there. And other documents required for application, as I mentioned before, the high school diploma, the high school transcript, and a copy of your passport. This is important because after you apply and you will pass the exam, then we start the procedure for you to get your visa. And in order to start the procedure, you need to have a passport. So if you don't have one at the time of application, it's fine, but make sure to start the application to get one. So by the time the results will be available, you will have a passport to submit those. And also the statement of financial guarantee and the bank statement. This is something we ask only to international students and not to returning students. And this is because these documents are necessary to ask for your visa. So we need to submit these documents to the Immigration Bureau, and students with a Japanese passport do not need a visa. So this is just the difference for this reason. And then I would like to show you the tuition fees. So we have two sets of tuition fees. If you have a student visa, then you get a discount with a lower price for the tuition fees. The enrollment fee is the same for both categories, and it's it's a payment you make only once at the time of enrollment. The tuition fee is something you pay every year, and it's divided in two. So you pay half for the spring semester and the rest, the second half, in the fall semester. And if you have a student visa, you can ask for a reduction. The first year of enrollment, you will get the reduction because you have a student visa and for no other requirement. From the second year, we will examine your GPA and also the credits you got during your first year. And if you pass the criteria, you can get the reduction. This might sound challenging, but it's actually not so challenging because the criteria is pretty low. So if you come to class every day, if you take the exams every semester when the exams take place, then you should be able to keep your scholarship. So just keep in mind to show up for classes and show up for the exam, and you will be able to keep the reduction for your 4 years. We have also another scholarship, the second one here on the slide, the Chukyo University Scholarship for International Students. And this is something that's given to the student twice a year. You can apply once for the spring semester, and you can apply again for the fall semester. You will receive 45,000 Japanese yen per semester. And per month, per month every semester. And even if you were successful for this spring semester, you can be successful for this fall semester. So you can get it all the semester, every semester. Right. And before finishing, I would like to show you our website. So this is the website of our School of Global Studies. It's mainly in Japanese, but if you look at the top of the page, you can find the GLS button. And if you click it, you find the curriculum and about student life, all in English for the GLS program. We also have a page dedicated for the admission part of our program. So this is a different page. If you have a phone now, you can scan the code. And here you can find information about the application guide and our student voices. And also we can say the information provided you today summarized under tuition fees, scholarship, and the application guidance. And FAQ is a new section we added. And you, of course, are encouraged to email us anytime, but you can also have a look here to find out if there are some questions, the same questions you were planning to ask us. Right. This brings me to the end of my presentation. Here is the email address. Please write it down so you can email us anytime. And well, we are all waiting to welcome you on our campus, and we hope you will decide to join our international family at Chukyo University. Thank you for your time and attention today. Right, I think we still have a few minutes, so I would like to look if we have some questions. So I see here which programs are taught in English. So our only program taught in English is the GLS program, the Global Liberal Studies program, which is a liberal arts program. If you want, you can find more information on the website I showed you at the end. And all other programs are taught in Japanese, so you will be required a Japanese proficiency at the time of application. So will School of Engineering be offered in English as well? Unfortunately, the School of Engineering is offered in Japanese. Therefore, you will have to have a high proficiency in Japanese to apply. We require a minimum of JPT and 2 or EJU. We also accept the EJU. I see here any scholarship options. I explain about 2 scholarships in the presentation. If you want, you can find more information on our website. I can show you again. So yes, right here. If you want, you can look here on this page. And if you look under scholarships, the information I provided that. Okay, let me look. Great. The other questions. So is the entrance exam necessary for international applicants? Yes. So all applicants need to take an exam. International applicants for the GLS program in particular, now it's oral exam. So you apply with your English proficiency test thing. So if you take the pre-interview, there will be also an oral exam that if you do not take the pre-interview and you have your IELTS or TOEFL IBT, you submit the score report, and then the actual exam will be either online or in person, and it will be about like 15-20 minutes oral exam. We will be uploading on our homepage also the example of questions the professor asked this year. So if you keep our homepage checked, you will find also some examples as well. Okay, let's see. Will you be accepting transfer students? So we accept transfer students, but we for specific credit, if we need to check your specific situation before saying if we can transfer your credits or not. So if you email us, then we will be able to evaluate your situation and decide whether they are transferable or not. Okay, so for Chukyo University, does your college currently partner with any other college for credit? Oh, same question. Okay, yeah. Please email us with your specific situation. Oh, I think I checked one, but I didn't. Okay, I checked for this one I would say is the last question I answered today. The first wave application deadline has already passed. And if you live overseas, then the next available session will be next year. So same time, September 2025, and you will be taking the exam in October 2025 to enroll for April 2026. We actually have only one application timeline, so only in April you will be able to enroll. So yeah, we will wait for your application next year then. Okay, I think my time's up. I will keep answering the other questions by chat. Thank you everyone for your time.